Welcome to Speaking Opera. My name is Howard Hart, and I will be your host today in an interview with the legendary soprano Licia Albanese. Licia Albanese was celebrating the 41st anniversary of her Metropolitan Opera debut as Cho-Cho-san in Puccini's Madame Butterfly. She invited me to do an interview with her, which I did at her lovely Park Avenue apartment on February 5th, 1981. The following is that interview. I hope you enjoy it.
Good evening, Madame Albanese. We're very delighted to have you with us tonight. This is the 41st anniversary of your Metropolitan debut. A great moment, I'm sure, in many people's memories. The role of your debut, of course, was Madame Butterfly. Aside from that astounding success on opening night, you were referred on occasion to this role, Butterfly, as your lucky role. May I ask you why?
Well, because every time I sang this opera in a new opera house, I was engaged for more and more years to come back. That's what I think. It was my lucky role.
Was it your debut in many houses?
Oh, yes, quite all around California, all over the United States. I always start with this opera. I don't know, maybe I was recognized with this opera, but when I sing this opera, I still sing. I go over and over on the score and find more interesting phrases, some things, an emotional way. And maybe that's why they still love my Butterfly, but can I say my Butterfly?
Yes, you can. I think when people think of Butterfly, they think of Madame Albanese.
I shouldn't talk like that because, it's not, it's not nice. Everybody can sing Butterfly, and maybe better than I did or I do, and I shouldn't say that.
Well, I've heard
that
some
belongs
takes
to everybody.
Tremendous intensity in your Butterfly.
Yeah.
I understand you sang Butterfly in Parma, which has the reputation of being a rather difficult house.
Oh, yes, but that was my debut because I won the contest. At the contest, the prize was to make a debut in Parma. And my director of the opera was Antonino Votto, which he really was so nice to sustain me because the impresario said, she's so young. And I heard this because they were talking in the box and I was on the stage. And then Antonino Votto said, you don't have to worry about it. I'll take the responsibility. And in fact, I didn't know Antonino Votto. I just came there to rehearsal with him. And then he saw I knew the opera so well and maybe I was singing nice with him, with emotion, because that's my first gift. A lot of emotions, which I put with my words. And then he really sustained myself for me. He fighted for me to have me. And then I was going to do 4 performances, and I did 12. So that means that I had a good success. And I'm in a husband, I changed two Pinkertons and four baritones. So and then they were saying from there up above there, così si canta. That's the way how to sing. And they said that to me. I just start now. I don't know how to sing. So I think that was since then. I went all over to sing. Still, I came back in Bologna, where I won the award, and to sing Butterfly. And then I sang La Micaela. And I remember that they wanted all the time the bis, encore, of Un bel dì, and the Micaela aria. And I didn't know it. Then the maestro started to play it again. And said, I don't know who would come. I don't know how it would come now. But in fact, sometimes you sing the second time and it's much better.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm a little curious. Your performances have always been known not only for the tremendous dramatic emotion, extremely to the point where the audience is so caught up with what you're doing, but also years ago, before you started your great singing career, you were interested in dance, and I wonder if does that have anything to do with your wonderful stage motions and butterfly and so forth?
Really, that was my love, to be a dancer. And I used to dance without shoes and with my toe like this, yeah. And my mother was scared, said, "You'll break your toe." How can you walk? But I was doing. But in Bari, no teachers, no dance teachers. And then they find out I have a voice, then I start to sing. And we had a vocal teacher in Bari. And then I did, but really, I still loved that. I still loved the dance. And we used to dance all the time. We had all the modern dance we did. Mm-hmm. So we did every sort of thing. But at that time, I was really little when they had the Charleston. But me, little, 12 years old, I started to do with legs like that. So, but we really went all over to dance. We danced at home with my 3 brothers and the other 2 sisters, and with cousins and with friends. We always had a good time in the evening. We always danced and stay home. We were home all the time. They played piano. We played piano. We sang. They sang. We really... I think if it was now that I was born now in this period with my 3 brothers and the other 2 sisters, we were 3 brothers, 3 sisters, we would make a lot of money.
The role of Violetta in Verdi's Traviata is a role, I think, that is totally different from Butterfly. It's a different kind of, obviously, vocal technique and so forth.
Even walking.
Yeah.
Walking, yeah.
And this is a role that you
waited. I waited. You know why? Madame Butterfly, I did study that 2 years in Milano with a great butterfly. Not 2 years, really long. Let's go back. It was 1 year. And you know, she taught me every day. Every day I had to do this, and then she gave me her shoes, her kimono, which I have those shoes and kimono with me. And I did start to sing Madame Butterfly with her costumes, even Manon Massenet. So she had everything, and then, you know, to walk in Madame Butterfly with those shoes and to have just the stripe in the between the 2 fingers is painful if you don't used to. And she said she did this to me. And then when I started to sing Butterfly or to audition, I knew how to do it. But studying it every day, even Saturday, Sunday, the opera goes in your blood, it goes in your throat. And even Traviata, we never did Traviata, see? Because she said, I could never sing Traviata, and you will never sing a Traviata. You know, for me, when you give this challenge, I said, I'm going to be a good butterfly someday. And I did start in Italy, after 3 years of my career, to go over Traviata. And when I came here, I was 2 more years. What did I do? 42, that's it. I was going to do Traviata every day until I said, yes, now I'm ready to sing Traviata, because Traviata is a very difficult opera. You have to reduce the voice. In Butterfly, you reduce the voice in first act, like Bohème, because you are a TB girl and you cannot sing like Aida, no? And even the voice should be transparent, like the person. No? Butterfly, no, she was a young girl, the first act, and then you sing young. The second act, Butterfly is a mother, and you sing like a mother, more emotion. The last act is a Japanese tragedy, which is worse than Sicilian people. You know, they go with a knife, And I saw so many movies on Japanese, and then I have books, and I saw they were really with a lot of emotion to sing, especially when she says goodbye to the child. And Traviata was, the first act, that big aria, you can imagine. Yeah, but thank God, even the first afternoon on the radio, and to know that Maestro Toscanini was listening, because they told me Maestro always was listening every Saturday. And I tell you, it was really something, but God gave me such strength. I was not nervous, because really, when I put my foot on the stage, looks like I'm in the kitchen. So relaxed when I cook, very relaxed. So then I did a good impression with this Traviata. And I tell you, Traviata, you have to light voice, and especially in the second act, for example, you need a lyrico spinto voice in Traviata. But some parts you have to light, because I have to do this beautiful pianissimo. And the third act too, when you say Alfredo, Alfredo di questo cuore, you have to put that voice very fine and with such a pain in your heart. With this Alfredo throws the money in the face of this beautiful girl. And she had a heart, not because she started to be a bad girl and she didn't have a heart, but she fell in love for the first time, and I think she found herself when she was young to be this life. She liked it, to have beautiful dress and beautiful jewelry, and so when she reached the age of 20 years old, and then 21 she died, I think, and find Alfredo, then this great revelation of great, great love. And she thought that it was really bad to do what she was doing. And when then his father came along to say, you had to leave my son, because otherwise the beautiful sister cannot be married, or the fiancé would not marry this beautiful daughter of mine. So she made the sacrifice. And then after year, she died. So then, in the last act of Traviata, that's another place where you have to sing very pianissimo. And then there is Grandio Morirsi Giovane, which you put really all your nerves in, all your voice in, because she's desperate, really desperate. And with desperation, she could have the voice, big voice. And then, I knew a lot of people when they were dying, at the last moment, like she said, ma io ritorno a vivere. That is the how they say in Italian. We sit no, in English then anyway.
They get their last
the last moment, which they say, oh, but she feels better, and I feel better, and then they die. See, this is, I forgot even in Italian this phrase. But anyway, she has to put sometimes big voice, even the last act, but it's this desperate voice. It's not really her voice. And then she starts to cough again because she did too much with her lungs. The lungs were full of wounds. That's why she spits blood, because she talks too much. She starts to cough. And when she coughs, she has to cough very, because if she does fortissimo, like we have a cold, she has pains in the very, very pain in the lungs, and the lungs are full of big. Well, I want to tell you another thing about Traviata. Traviata is a very refined woman, because she had to. It's like Manon, Manon was educated. You see even the dance, and even Violetta had the education to speak English, French. I don't know if she spoke Spanish, but she spoke Italian, and she had, because she had this great education from people which adored her and, paid for this, and then they had something else in compensation from her. And And I feel now, when I see Traviata, they do things which is so cheap on that stage, I cry. Because she was really educated with such a manners. She has to approach rich people or a prince and marquis and all the society. And she had to have these beautiful, great manners. And I think she studied voice and she studied piano. She played piano very well too. So that's why when I see, and then I see even the stage director, they don't teach, because if they don't know the artists, they go on the stage and beautiful, great opera house, and they don't know what the elegance of Traviata is, or that Violetta. I think the stage director is in the duty to teach beauty in this beautiful woman. For example, even the Alfredo. I want to talk about Alfredo. Alfredo comes in like he is a fighter. And he knows already the women and the bad women and the bad homes. And said, no, Alfredo the first time went in the house of Traviata, which they had all this, how do you say, women, allegre, gay time, all these things. And instead I figure Alfredo to be really bashful and to look at Traviata when she's not a Violetta, when she's not looking at him, and when she feels this looking behind her. That's what I taught all my Alfredo. When she feels this eyes, she feels this, and she turns around, he should do this. He should turn around, and then became red in the face, because it's first time he fell in love with a woman, which he never did. He was very young, Alfredo. But when they come in, Alfredo, so like that, it's not good. They should know even this, the part, to be very elegant, and to look like a young boy, not to come in like a Radames, for example. And even with Toscanini, we were talking about even Bohème, or Traviata, and with other great conductors, we always sat down to discuss the plot of the opera, where they came, or they told us, read the books, there is a book, go and read the book. So that's why we know.
Researched the
I
operas
can say, and I know, we knew. So I can say that we knew, but they should do it, not to come on the stage and sing. But if you don't know, you don't put that great expression in the personality of the heroine you are performing.
Were there other conductors that you enjoyed working with?
Oh, yes. Well, I had really the great fortune, I was lucky to start with the great conductors, all the great conductors, Serafin, Marinuzzi, but so many. Beecham, De Sabata, I can... and Antonino
Well, they wanted you.
Barbirolli, and so many, all great. So really it was great. And then, the conductor that time, they used to put on the opera too with the stage director. And they would tell us expression, they would phrasing. We used to go alone in the dressing room to rehearsal our parts. Then with the tenor, and then with the baritone, and then with the mezzo-soprano if there was there. And after that he took all of us, and then stage director did the same thing. Before took me, then took the mezzo-soprano, then put together, then the entire cast. And the other fortune we had, really, to rehearsal on the stage many, many times. And we had really a great help doing three rehearsal with orchestra.
I had thought about you along these lines because I remembered reading something about you working on Bohème. Your first one was Gigli. And you had mentioned how you all worked together so well. And I was thinking today people are recording roles they've never even sung on stage. And the fact that apparently you worked so closely with these people and you each helped each other and understood each other's roles, not
Yes.
just your own. You know,
Yes,
there was a-
that's it. And another thing, when they study their own role, they have to know all the parts, all the baritone parts, the tenor, everything. Because that's why you have to do all this expression. When the tenor is singing, says, I love you, you have to make a face. Oh, he loves me, you know, those things. And the baritone, when the baritone comes, he's jealous, you know, you have to make the face. That's why you have to make this controscena, we say. You have to act with their words, and then you have to know their words. So if you don't know, you smile instead of being mad. See? And it's all against the words. And sometimes they act against the words, and they walk against the music, which the old great conductors used to tell us, you walk on the music and then you become an actress or become an actor. Not the music's fast, you come slow. The music is slow, you come fast. It's all, you know, instead the music tells you how to act, really, how to move on that stage.
It's in the music
It's
itself.
in the music, it is in the music. And even the expression, when it's very dramatic and the music makes a big noise, you have to make, you know, with fear, like Otello, for example, you know. You have this kind of Otello music, which you feel it, and especially in the last act, you feel this music. And she has this feeling, she said, I don't know, tonight I'm so sad, I feel something. And then even when she says, who is knocking at the door? And she fears is the death.
She knows already.
She knows, but she doesn't know. You see, she knows, and she said, why? And then Emilia said, El vento is the wind. And then she thinks, man, can be. Even this you had to do on the stage. You think to stop. And then say, maybe she's right. You know, we talk to ourselves, and then the expression comes on the face. And we should have even, when we learn the recitativo, the pause, then the stop, when you have to change the phrase. And now I see they come to me if they want to go over somehow. They do the recitativo. I say, wait a moment, what are you saying? You have to, even to the expression, you had to say it. And one time even Skipa, which I sang with him a lot too, for me was the great actors I ever saw, Skipa. He was an actor, great, and I really, maybe taught me too how to sing this mezza voce pianissimo. He had such a good taste, the expression of the words. He had a small voice, but he went even out of the theater, his voice, that it was so penetrating. So, but anyway, and with Skipa, when I was even listening to him to sing, I was imitating him in the same phrase, because I had to do the same phrases. I was doing like he did. He did pianissimo, I did pianissimo. So we did do a lot of work together. And he told me one time, he said to me, when he was here, he said, Licia, but these people, they sing, they don't know where there is a comma, or there is a point, or there is an questions mark. I said, they don't know. They don't even know when they sing in their own language.
Well, if it's...
And that's what is a great secret, and to learn that. That's what the public likes.
Do you think perhaps part of it is they don't study the score that thoroughly? You know,
Even in Traviata, when you say dite davvero, see, that means that you say that really, really, you say that. You know, it's a question mark. So I do that, dite davvero, say like that. Well, dite davvero, io non v'inganno. Yeah, all these things.
really,
They should go to the public doesn't understand the words, but should understand the expression. Like I read about Duse. I read a lot about a great Duse. And they said, when she went to Russia, she did perform in Italian, because they're Russian people, they understand French. Their language is even French, they speak beautiful French. Then they said, we didn't understand a word, but we understood what she was doing with her expression, with her manners, with her diction. Everything came to us and went direct to her heart. So she made a great success there.
It's like when I listen to your Lascaux, Mano Lascaux, the solo perduta abbandonata, when I first listened to it, I thought, there's something different about this recording. There's something that I've never felt before. And I realized oftentimes it was where you paused. It was the little things.
Yes.
And you put it all together with the beautiful singing.
You have
and
to.
it's
And the
devastating.
conductor, the director, they used to do all these things. They were teaching us to stop here, to stop there, because how much and how many times she changed thinking in this opera. They say, now one time she is happy, one time she's sad. No, you have to wait because you change expression. So if you do all like this or that, it isn't any more great expression how to say sola perduta abbandonata. For example, when I sing this sola perduta abbandonata, I think of myself to say, me to be alone, which I was the woman and I had so many people around me. See, me, and that's what comes, sola, like you say, me, it's not possible, cannot be. I cannot be alone. Because I had so many people all the time around me. How come? Impossible. And then she goes crazy. No, I don't want to die alone here. It's impossible. And then you become really, and then you don't scream and yell. Because sometimes they do, scream and yell. You have to find a beautiful mellow in the voice, too, even if you're doing this. Not to be mad about it. To be feared, but in a beautiful way. To fear, not to fear you, and you were crazy. No, you should do things. Well, the way I think really is between the lines. You really do. It's between the lines.
I have a question to ask you about Puccini. Since one thinks of Madame Albanese, you automatically think of Puccini. You never sang Fanciulla.
No, I just went over. Well, yeah, I never sang that. Someday, maybe in a year, who knows? Because really, I don't want to give up my career if I don't sing that opera. That opera, I think, is the most difficult opera Puccini ever wrote. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because changes so much of musicality and tempo and movements. Oh, it's very... And then, not to lose the line of the beautiful melodies, you have to study a lot. Because if you lose these things, the opera is not beautiful. But you should never lose the phrase, because I looked at that years ago. So maybe for more, when they were doing this at the old Met. In fact, one night they asked if I knew it, because that was something where I just couldn't eat my fingers. I lost a great occasion. But there is always time. The voice is still there. So maybe I have the voice more dramatic now. Maybe it's right. Sometime, God knows better than we know.
During the 40s, you had your own radio show in New York City, I believe. And you sang many popular songs and operetta. And your diction in English was magnificent. What you did with the words. You listened to, Americans who grow up around English. Mm-hmm. I couldn't, when the first time I heard some of the tapes of those things.
Well, you have to give a lot of expression, even in English. And the accent. Mm-hmm. The Americans, when they sing English, in English, they don't give the accent. You have to give it the accent like we do in Italian. In Italian, it's the accent is the first syllable. Your English, in English, is second. You have to do, otherwise the words doesn't come out. But if you say, listen to the Broadway show, they have beautiful accent. You can understand every word when I go there. I don't miss one word. So White, when they sing, and then even in the opera, English, you don't understand one word. And I don't know why. Then, but when I sing, I do the same thing. I did even an opera on Eugene Onegin in the aria. And the accent, when the record came out all the Russian. I had so many letters. How could you pronounce so clear Russian like that? So I studied. I had a Russian teacher, and then even Stokowski. He came to me. He said, "How could you learn this?" He knew Russian. I said, "Maestro, I was hoping you would teach me, but you didn't have time." So, but he asked me to do this. He came to me, said, "Mr. Madame Albanese, I want you to do this 2 things," and even Bachianas, in Brasileiro, Brazilian. So he asked me to do these 2 things. So it was really great honor to have him conduct me. And then he conducted my Turandot in the Metropolitan. Yeah, and without rehearsal. I went in his dressing room, and I said, "Maestro, we didn't rehearse." And I said, "I follow you, don't worry. You do what you want to do, because I know what you do." So, and then he did. Fantastic, that man. And then when the conductor is sure of himself, he never rehearsal. Never.
Well, if
They
you're
go
working
down
with...
there. I did the same thing with Bruno Walter. When Pidou was sick and I went over, just to tell me, I was rehearsing another opera that day, I think Tabarro. And then San Ledger came over. I said, "Licia, you have to sing tonight." I said, "What?" With Bruno Walter. He'll come in the dressing room and then to talk to you. He didn't go to the piano. He talked to me. I said, "Do this." And I said, "Maestro, would you want the recitativo with appoggiatura, without?" He said, "The appoggiatura comes where you feel to, and you do it." And this is the very Italian, because Mozart wrote for Italian voices.
You sang Wagner also?
No. In Italy, I sang Elsa.
Elsa?
Yeah.
Oh.
In Italian,
of course.
certainly. With a beautiful conductor, German conductor, which he came to see me in Los Angeles. And he said, "Do you remember when I conducted for you?" I said, "Yes," but he left because, the war was coming. Very nice. Was very interesting to sing with another beautiful cast too, all Italians, certainly.
Elsa's quite lyric, isn't it? I mean,
Yes,
it's a role,
that's
you know,
why.
yeah.
That's why. It was very lyric. It's like Eva in Too bad I never sang. When Serafin came in California to conduct Verdi with Cesare Valletti and Simeonato, and he told me, I was singing other things, and he told me and said, "Licia, now it's the time for you to sing the Marschallin in Rosenkavalier." I said, "Maestro, what you asked me, Marschallin? Not in German, certainly, because I would never." I did sing something in German, some songs, some Schumann, Schubert. And he said, "No, in Italian. If you come to Italy, and I would teach you." But I could never go, so. But if he taught me, was teaching me this, maybe I would, okay. But behind me, I said, "No."
Madame Albanese, do you have any plans for writing memoirs or a book?
Yes, I had this plan years ago, many years ago, but I never had the chance or the time. You need time, to do those things. And then really I have to find the right person, which this person should know me very well, to see me in every moment, what I'm doing, what I do, maybe to go in the country too, and then to know me very well. And I think he should know Italian, and certainly English, because sometimes I want to express myself in Italian, which if this person knows very well Italian, he could translate it in a very warm way and in very, very Albanese way, with a lot of warmth and a lot of affection and a lot of for the people, which I'm going to write this book like I did sing for the public, and will not be a book to yawning, but a book to smile, to laugh, and maybe make some crying, and laugh again, what kind of things. Because I have so many funny stories to say, to tell. The beginning's a little sad, everybody, but I wanted this book really to be something unusual. Not a usual book to talk about me too much and about a career, about that. I want to talk about people I knew. I met so many people and beautiful Hollywood stars. I want to talk about them too. I want to tell through my book how much I adore them. Even the stars in Hollywood, which I didn't meet. But I want them and so many other opera stars and even Broadway people to know how much I admire them on the stage in every kind of things. And even in the sport, I tell you, I want really to say how beautiful it is to see people in the sport and tennis or skating or dance on this classic dance they do on this kind of what they call it when they take their arms and they go around
Barbells.
And about the dancers, which I admire so many beautiful dancers, and that is my weakness.
Dancing.
So I hope so, that I want really to write a book and say things about everything. So life is beautiful, every age is beautiful, and we have to really do a lot of things to keep us young and still sing, which I adore, and listen to music, listen to concerts. And this is really a beautiful life when you know music keeps you alive and you think you never will die.
I'd like to thank you very much for being our guest today.
Thank you, Howard, and Mr. Hart, do I have to call you?
No.
It's nice to have met you, and you're so kind to do this for me, which I hope the people will enjoy it.
I know
and
they will.
even sometime I make a mistake, I don't care. But I speak English.
Thank you
very proud.
You speak it very well. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed the interview today with Licia Albanese. It was wonderful sharing it with you. Additional information can be found on the Speaking Opera page on Facebook, Speaking Opera channel on YouTube, and the website speakingopera.com. I'm looking forward to sharing more opera interviews with you in the future.